The air was tense inside the luxurious Gulfstream jet streaking across the American skies. Former President Donald J. Trump, dressed in his signature blue suit and red tie, leaned back into the soft leather seat, flipping through a packet of briefing notes. Though no longer in office, his political influence had never been stronger, and the next election loomed like a THUNDERCLOUD. Mr. Trump. We're cruising at 41,000 feet. Smooth air ahead, said the pilot over the intercom. Good, I've got meetings in LA. I don't want turbulence anywhere, Trump muttered, sipping his Diet Coke. His advisors chatted softly in the rear cabin. The jet was staffed only with his closest aides and Secret Service detail. Or so they thought, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm golden glow across the cloud tops. The plane suddenly jolted. Hard the cockpit lit up. The lead pilot wrestled with the controls. Mayday, Mayday. This is Gulfstream Alpha 4 Tango, requesting emergency landing clearance. Unknown failure. We're diverting. Trump shot forward in his seat. What the hell is going on? An agent rushed to his side. Sir, we're experiencing technical issues. We're rerouting to a secure airstrip in Colorado. Nothing to worry about. Secure airstrip. Who the hell authorized this diversion? Trump snapped. But the real storm wasn't outside. It was already inside the jet. As the jet descended sharply into a remote mountainous region, fog blanketed the valley. Below, the airstrip, rarely used government facility, was barely visible. A hard landing rocked the aircraft. Trump stormed down the steps, furious. I want answers now. Who shut this down? Before anyone could respond, a shadow emerged from the fog. A tall, cloaked figure stepped forward, face hidden beneath a hood. He held a leather briefcase, handcuffed to his wrist. The agents aimed their weapons. Identify yourself. I'm not a threat, the man said calmly, but I do hold a threat to him. He pointed to Trump. Trump narrowed his eyes. Who are you? My name isn't important. What matters is the truth I carry. You're insane, Trump barked. But something in the man's voice made him pause. The stranger held up a folder stamped classified, eyes only operation. Domia no Trump's face paled. No one should know about that, he whispered. I do, the man replied. And so will the world, unless we talk. Back aboard the grounded jet, Trump and the stranger sat face to face in the conference cabin. A silent standoff stretched between them. The man opened the folder. Inside were photos, documents, and audio files, materials dating back decades. You remember 1983? The man asked. Trump nodded warily. You were approached by 3 men during a business trip to Eastern Europe. They gave you a deal, one that changed your empire, your destiny. Trump's expression darkened. That never happened. The man slid a tape recorder forward. A familiar voice Trump echoed from the past. If this goes public, it'll destroy me. Trump froze. This operation was buried so deep, not even the CIA could trace it, the man said. But it wasn't just about business. It was about power, control, and betrayal. You made a pact with consequences that led to an international cover-up. Trump's hands shook slightly. Why are you doing this now? Because the world deserves the truth, and because someone close to you helped us find it. Trump's eyes narrowed. Who? The man smiled. She'll be here soon. As the mysterious stranger closed the folder, tension crackled in the air like electricity before a storm. Trump leaned back, eyes locked onto the man. You're bluffing. You want something? What is it? Money, a pardon. The man gave a dry smile. No, Mr. Trump. I want a confession. Before Trump could respond, the cabin door opened. In walked someone Trump never expected. Pam Bondi, his longtime ally, his defender on TV. A loyal soldier, or so he thought. Trump stood up. Pam, what is this? You know this lunatic. Pamela Bondi didn't answer right away. She looked different, calmer, colder, with a gaze that no longer held admiration. She turned to the stranger. Show him the rest. The man produced another file. This one was different. Inside were letters, handwritten correspondence between Trump and a Russian diplomat from 1984. One letter referenced a coded agreement tied to covert American funding of a foreign Operation Domino, an operation so secret it was erased from every government archive. I protected you for years, Donald, Pam said softly, but I didn't know everything. Trump's voice was low. You don't know what that operation was. You don't know why I agreed. Pam stepped closer. Then tell us. Tell the world before someone else does. He looked out the jet window. Dawn was breaking. Trump sat in silence, the weight of history pressing on him. I was 37, he began. My father was losing grip on the empire. I needed capital fast. A man from the embassy approached me in Vienna. Said he represented a neutral investment fund. It wasn't neutral. Pam and the stranger listened intently. It was Soviet money, funneled through shell corporations. The deal was simple. I'd get funding for Trump Tower if I agreed to host a series of meetings over the next decade. In exchange, I'd be protected. My business would thrive. I'd be their eyes in New York real estate. And in Washington, the stranger asked. Trump didn't answer. The man slid over a faded Polaroid, a younger Trump at a private dinner with Mikhail Gorbachev. That dinner was supposed to be confidential, Trump growled. It wasn't till now. You weren't just a real estate mogul. You were a Cold War asset. Pam looked shaken. Is that why they cleared your debts so fast in the 90s? Why your casinos were bailed out? Trump didn't deny it. He stood, slowly, almost painfully. It wasn't betrayal. It was survival. And no one got hurt. But the truth matters, the man said. America deserves to know if one of its presidents was compromised before he ever took office. Trump turned toward the door. No one will believe you. We don't need belief, Pam replied. We have proof, and we've already sent copies to the archives, the press, and the DOJ. The sun had fully risen now, casting a golden hue. Over the airstrip, Trump stood outside the jet, flanked by Secret Service. Across from him stood Pam and the stranger, now identified as Mark Ainsley, a former NSA intelligence analyst turned whistleblower. You've been planning this for years, Trump said. Mark nodded. Since the day I found the Domino files, buried under a false NASA archive. Trump turned to Pam. And you? Why now? Her eyes were glassy. Because I realized the truth wasn't yours to bury anymore. We protected you, lied for you, but it's gone too far. An SUV pulled up. Federal agents stepped out. Mark turned to Trump. You won't be arrested today, but you will be called to testify. Trump smirked. You don't know who you're dealing with. Mark responded, we do. That's why we waited until now. You're not a king anymore. You're a man with a past. As the agents approached, Trump didn't resist. He looked up at the sky, as if calculating his next move. One of his advisors leaned close. Should we activate contingency? Trump shook his head. Let the storm come. I've survived worse. The jet's engines remained silent. The skies, once clear, were now filled with choppers approaching from the distant news crews. Intelligence watchers, truth seekers, the world was about to hear what had been hidden for 40 years. The low hum of approaching helicopters grew louder. The isolated airstrip, once shrouded in secrecy, was now lit up like a theater stage. News vans rolled in. Armed personnel cordoned off the site. Satellite feeds activated. Every major network had been tipped off by the anonymous leak. Ainsley's final move. Trump stood motionless at the center of it all. Pam Bondi looked at him one last time. You could have told the truth before this became a scandal, but you chose silence. He didn't respond. Inside the jet, Trump was handed a secure satellite phone. It was a direct line to his legal team, his media team, and his daughter. Ivanka, Dad, whatever this is, you need to own it before it owns you, she said. Trump stared at the ceiling of the jet. His mind raced. He had spent decades crafting an image untouchable, unstoppable, unbeatable. But in the end, the truth had slipped through the cracks like a slow leak in a pressurized cabin. He could still fight it. He had lawyers, money, loyalists. He could spin it into a witch hunt, a smear campaign, another political setup. But for the first time in years, doubt crept in. Outside, cameras rolled. The world waited. Would Donald Trump step forward and deny it all? Or would he do what no one expected? Pam approached the microphones. I stood by Donald J. Trump for years, but I've seen the evidence. This goes beyond politics. This is his deception. Then Trump emerged. The crowd hushed. I know why you're all here, he said, voice steady. And I know what's being said. He paused, then added, some of it is true. Gasps rippled through the crowd. In 1983, I made a decision, one I believed would save my family's business. I took money, I allowed meetings, and yes, I turned a blind eye to what those men really represented. The silence was deafening. I never thought it would matter. I never thought I'd be president. But history has a funny way of catching up. Flashes exploded as journalists shouted questions. Trump raised a hand. I am not proud of what I did, but I won't hide from it. Let the records be unsealed. Let the facts be known. I will testify, and let America decide what to make of me. Behind him, Pam stared, stunned. Mark Ainsley lowered his camera. It was over, or maybe it was just beginning. Footage aired globally. Trump's confession sparked a media wildfire. Congress opened a hearing. Asterisk. Footage aired globally. Trump's confession sparked a media wildfire. Congress opened a hearing. Former intelligence directors were subpoenaed. Hidden Cold War operations came to light. The domino doctrine, once conspiracy, became fact, public. Opinions split. Some saw Trump as a patriot who did what he had to survive in a dangerous era. Others viewed him as a traitor who sold access before he ever held office. But everyone agreed on one thing. This story changed everything. Asterisk.